Welcome to Warrior Wednesday. It's the final week of August. We made it. Final week of August, final Wednesday in August. And as we've been talking about in past videos, August is a beautiful month. It's the number 8, which is the infinity sign, which is the month of abundance, and also abundance in all areas of your life, if you choose it, if you want it, okay? And if you're tuning on here live, say, what's up? And if you're catching the replay, comment with hashtag replay. And if we haven't met yet, my name is Zina Solomon, and I'm here to inspire you and lead you in living a life by design and business by design versus a life and business by default. And in the process, you get to create alignment with your passion, purpose, vision, your calling, and connect with your calling, and also create possibility for yourself. Hey, Carl, thanks for tuning in. And so today's topic, and I'm going to be super quick because I'm committed to keeping this under 10 minutes, is if you're having difficult conversations, do you have people that you want to have conversations with that are difficult? And there are some tips for you to support you on creating a win-win in those spaces. And towards the end of this video, I actually have an invitation for you to step in and join us tonight on a free workshop that I will share more details about towards the end of the video. So tune in towards the end and I'll share more about that. So with that said, before I step into the topic, I want to say that my vision in life is to elevate humanity's consciousness and vibration so that we heal the planet. And I believe that in order for us to heal the planet, we also get to heal ourselves because we are the source of what we want to create in the world, right? So many quotes have talked about that. Hey, Dave, thanks for tuning in. So the topic today is in the realm of conflict resolution. So if you have a business or if you're a boss in a company, let's start there. If you're like a boss in a company, you have employees, you have people that you work with, you have like counterparts, etc. If you have a business, you have business partners, you have maybe even employees in your business, you might have collaborators, people that you connect with, and if you are a parent, you may have kids, and you know what that's like when you're trying to or attempting to enroll your child to do something and they are totally against it, if you know what I'm talking about. And so I want to say that any relationship breakdown, hey Anthony, thanks for tuning in. Hey Michael, thanks for tuning in. So any relationship breakdown actually happens when there's a breakdown in communication. And I want to start with, what does it mean to have a difficult conversation? First of all, the word difficult is a perception. It's our perception of what difficult is. Everyone has different levels of difficulty. And so what I would invite you to do is, instead of looking at like, oh, this is a difficult conversation I'm going to have, right? That's a conversation, right? That's a story. So I invite you to step in and say, well, okay, what is the opportunity for me here? What is my opportunity? How can I create something that is different than what I'm seeing in this moment? So it's an opportunity. So if you look at it as an opportunity, you're not going to be so like, about it, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I mean, like give me hearts and stuff, like, so I know that you're connected. Okay. Okay. So you want to reframe it as an opportunity. Okay, so Theodore Roosevelt said, let me back up. Theodore Roosevelt said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Now, ain't that the truth, right? So, when you care about people, that is very, very powerful. So if you feel what I'm saying here, like, say, yeah, I feel ya, right? And Gwyneth Paltrow said, you're not learning anything unless you're having the difficult conversations. Now, ain't that the truth? You're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to learn a lot about other people when you actually step in and have the courage to have difficult conversations, right? So if you feel me, like, give me some love so I know that you feel me, okay? Okay, so the 5 tips for you to effectively lead a difficult conversation. Well, first of all, you want to be clear on your intention, right? So what is your intention? Start with the end in mind. What's your purpose? What's the end in mind? Reverse engineer it. What is the desired outcome that you want to create? So is the desired outcome you want to create a deeper connection with this person? Hey, Randy, thanks for tuning in. Or is the desired outcome is you want to educate them? What is the desired outcome? So be really clear on what that is and be grounded on what you're up to, okay? So that's the first space. Second space is you want to be direct, you want to be clear, you want to be empathetic. So put yourself in their shoes, right? Because it's very easy for us to be like, oh, they're idiots or whatever the case is, right? But if you put yourself in their shoes, it creates compassion, it creates a level of empathy, and you're also being clear and direct. And you want to drop into your heart when you're connecting with people and just say, hey, I'm noticing something I want to have a conversation with you about. Like you want to actually create the space, and you want to be open, and you also want to be direct. So that leads into number 3, which is, I said number 2, which is being direct. So you want to let people know know where you're coming from, right? So they know where you're coming from, okay? Number 3 is you want to be curious. You want to hold space, as in like create a safe space for people to just say what they want to say. Be curious about what they have to say. Hey, Yvonne. Hey, Nathan. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Lean into what they're saying and actually listen. Like, don't make assumptions and accuse and blame and put like all these things in your head. Actually open the space. Hey, Ray, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Yes, vulnerability is key. Yes, thank you, Nathan. I appreciate you. Yeah, so you want to set the tone when you're having the conversation. You want to be curious, like be curious. Create space. And what I mean by that is you don't want to set the tone for being accusatory or accusing them. You want to set the tone for discovery. And what I mean by discovery is like be curious, discover what they have to say. And if they push back, if you're experiencing that they're pushing back, instead of like pushing back against them, that's a lot of energy that is going absolutely nowhere. Lean in and say, okay, like let's dance in this conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like dance in the conversation, right? And so that's what you're going to see. You want to stick, first of all, you want to stick to the facts. You want to be objective, and you also want to be compassionate. All right. So those are things. And then number 4, you want to acknowledge their communication. So when you hear them out, you want to say, well, okay, I totally hear you. And what I'm hearing from you is whatever you heard from them, whatever that is that you heard from them. And then acknowledge that you actually received their communication. So you actually are in the space of receiving and listening, and they actually get that you actually got what they were telling you. And then from there, you navigate the conversation and see where you get to go. And then that leads into the final step or final tip, which is number 5, is leading to a win-win and creating and committing to next steps. And sometimes leading to a win-win can look like asking them, what does a win-win look like? Because you don't need to come up with an answer. Hey, Jeffrey, thanks for tuning in. What you get to do as a leader is you get to evoke what that looks like. Ask them, well, okay, now we're here. What would a win-win for us look like? And maybe evoke some ideas from them and see where that gets you guys to go. Okay, so those are some 5 tips. It's not all encompassing, just to be realistic, and so it's not all encompassing. These are tips that are effective. You can use them right away and it'll get you to the results you want to create. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so here's your mission. Okay, as Ninja Warriors, you have 2 missions today, okay, or this week. Okay, the first mission is you want to share what conversation that you are afraid of or you're afraid to have, and what do you really want from having that conversation. So share that in the comment below. If you're on my email list, respond back to my email. But if you're catching this video on YouTube, LinkedIn, or on Facebook, just comment below with what is it like, what conversation are you afraid to have, and what do you really want from that conversation. That's your mission number 1. Mission number 2, your second mission, is to RSVP for a free workshop tonight that my beautiful friend Candace is doing. Hey Kayla, thanks for tuning in. She's hosting a free workshop tonight from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern time. And it's about the topic of, do you feel stuck in conversations? Do you feel stuck? Do you feel like you're in a sticky situation in navigating difficult conversations? And she's going to go through it's an experiential workshop, by the way. It's like interactive. It's fun. So if you're in the Boston area, it's going to be held at the Boston Park Plaza. But if you're remote, like I am, I'm going to hop on Zoom. So what I'll do is I'll put the link for you to RSVP. And if you want to hop on Zoom and I get to see you at 6 o'clock Eastern, that would be amazing. I'd love to see you guys at 6 o'clock. And that's a wrap, really. So those are your 2 missions for this week. And if you're going to be on there, just let me know that you will, so I can make sure to give you a shout out when I'm on the Zoom at 6 o'clock with Candace. All right, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks, Carl. I appreciate you so much. Hey, Tanya, thanks for tuning in, love. So, okay, so I'm going to wrap this up to keep it less than 10 minutes. And I will see you at 6 o'clock tonight if you're coming to the Zoom, 6 p.m. Eastern time. If you're coming to the Zoom, or if you're going to the live event, if you're in Boston, show up to the live event, say hi to Candace, let her know that I referred you, I'm her friend. I like to make the world a much closer space. Okay, so let's do that. And then I'll see you next week, same time, same station, Warrior Wednesday, 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock Eastern. All right, guys, thanks so much. Sayonara and see you later. Toodles.